Hello everybody, welcome back to another video for the day. Now we're going right back into r/Tales of Neckbeard. Be sure to like the video, comment down below if you see something during the video, and afterwards consider subscribing. Let's go! Our first story comes to us from username Bria Faust. My husband's Neckbeard coworker. This is my first Reddit post ever, so bear with me if I don't have the finer points of the site down. My husband and I are young newlyweds, and as many newlyweds are, we can't spend enough time with each other. Because of this, nearly every day after work, I go and say hi to my husband at his job at our local Domino's before heading home, sometimes snacking those amazing parm bites they clearly lace with crack. Sometimes when I get there and Mitch, my husband, is out on delivery, I'll sit in the lobby and chat with his coworkers if they're not busy. Most of them are pretty cool, but there's one that just makes me cringe. 5'10", somewhere between 250 and 300 pounds, with the traditional scappy facial hair beginning exclusively at the neck, My Little Pony decal on his car, the whole 9 yards. I'm sure if he could get away with wearing a fedora rather than the Domino's logo hat, he would in a heartbeat. And naturally, the first time he approached me waiting for my husband in the lobby, the greeting included a tip of the hat and a "How art thou this fine day, milady?" I was raised to be polite, and I didn't feel that I had much to worry about. In the 6 months of our marriage so far, every man that has hit on me has stopped in their tracks when I flash my chicken-blocking wedding ring and say, "Thank you, but I'm happily married." This guy should have been no problem. Oh, how I was wrong. I respond with, "I'm fine, thanks. You?" Neckbeard continued, "I couldn't help but notice that you endow us with your presence frequently. Is there someone here who maybe catches your fancy?" Catches my fancy? This guy is a real cartoon character. I bit back a sarcastic remark and replied, "You could say that. I'm waiting for my husband, Mitch. I think he's out for a delivery right now." The guy visibly deflates for a second and then seems to recover and plops his mask down next to me. As seems to be common with the traditional neckbeard, he smelled like he hadn't had a shower for weeks. He then proceeds to talk about how he was engaged briefly, and then the girl cheated on him, and she was a major barch, and didn't know a nice guy when she saw one, and on, until my husband finally just got back and reminded him to get back to work. Less than 2 hours after that, Neckbeard sent me a friend request on Facebook along with a nice little message, "Howdy Bria, remember me?" I rolled my eyes and ignored the request entirely. From there it got weird. My husband would tell me Neckbeard asked questions about me incessantly, and where I worked, where I went to school, what I liked to watch/read, and then progressively my husband said he started trying to slip in questions about our sex life. Started with offhand casual comments like, "Bet she's good," and then progressing to trying to ask my husband about my kinks. On my end, I couldn't visit my husband at work anymore without Neckbeard approaching me trying to chat, or trying to make me give him a hug, or trying to make me listen to his stories of his apparent sexual prowess. He'd joke with my husband in front of me, trying to wrap his arms around me and saying, "Mitch, meet my new wife." My husband, bless his heart, is a conservative, quiet guy who was struggling to comprehend what was going on. All he knew was that I was uncomfortable, so he'd pull me towards him and say awkwardly, "Haha, locked her down already." Oh, and don't get me started on the constant barrage of messages on Facebook, Instagram, my phone number he somehow got a hold of. Mitch thinks Neckbeard may have stolen his phone at that one point. He would tell me how he's pretty sure Mitch was cheating on me, and how Mitch tells him all about our sex life. Definitely not true. My husband seriously is a prude publicly, and is one of the few honest men out there. He would tell me how well he treats women, and how he wishes I wasn't married. Then that he had a fantasy about hooking up with a married woman, and then how he likes emotionally mature women. Which I'm pretty sure means he likes our age gap. I recently turned 20, he's definitely late 30s, early 40s. I literally never responded to any of them, probably 60 messages that were left on read or blocked. This all climaxed to the 4th or 5th time at Mitch's job of me telling him to please leave me alone. I wasn't interested whatsoever. Then I got mean the 6th time or so, and I told him I thought he was disgusting for not letting the matter drop the first time I told him no. At that point, when I visited my husband, I would wait in my car for him to come out to me. Neckbeard started coming out to see me and would point on my car window asking, "Why do you hate me? Did I offend you?" I got so sick of this bullshit, I got out of my car and told him in his face I would file a restraining order if he so much as talked to my husband or me again. He thought I was kidding and tried to kiss me, which earned him a slap on the face. Unfortunately for him, my husband saw this. As you may have gathered, my husband is a peaceful guy. He's big, but a teddy bear, you know? Out of the two of us, I'm the one people generally are too nervous to mess with because of a perpetual RBF, as well as a pretty dominant attitude when I'm irritated. Mitch's gentleness and easygoing demeanor is one of the things I absolutely love about him, because those traits are strength in men who have them. But in that moment, the quiet demeanor was gone, and a split second later, Neckbeard was booking it back into Domino's with my husband hot on his tail, yelling every word in the book at him. It was a bit sexy if I'm being honest. Neckbeard was fired, and I haven't heard from him since. Hopefully this streak continues. I couldn't believe this guy. You hear about these horror stories online, but it's not something you think you'll experience until it happens. I mean, every woman deals with something like this here and there, but this is insane. I hope Neckbeard doesn't just move on to another victim. You know, honestly, as soon as I saw the word dominoes, I'm thinking, yeah, this guy's gonna get fired by the end of this. Hopefully everything is better for you guys, and I wish you the best of luck for your newlyweds. Our next story comes to us from username SpoopyBunBun. Stop fetishizing me because of my skin. I've had a lot of issues with Neckbeard sending me very disturbing messages, so much so that I no longer post photos of myself online. Some comments are just cringe, while others are deeply disturbing. Most of the comments I get are about my skin color. I am extremely pale, and I have issues with photosensitivity dermatitis, so I can't stay in the sun for too long to get a tan. I'm not kidding when I say my skin is white. I have to use white eyeliner as eye concealer, and I use sunscreen as foundation because I've given up on finding real foundation. I also have a naturally gray hair despite being in my 20s. My doctors think there may be some type of mild albinism at play, but I've never bothered to pursue that. Anyways, I'll be sharing some of my favorite skin-related comments. Is all of your skin that white? I'd like to double check. Wow, you creep. You could be a real-life anime girl. No. Your skin is so fair and soft, I just want to touch it. Okay. You have pale skin and like goth fashion? Dress modestly to protect your skin and save the sexy stuff for me. Warning, the next comments are very explicit. If I need to, I'll censor it out. I want your skin so bad, I want to lock you in a cage and keep you forever, my little bird. I wish I could keep a piece of that velvety skin with me, like in my bag, so I can touch it when I'm stressed. Hey, why don't you use my nut as makeup? I want to make your skin my fleshlight. Listen, people have kinks and fetishes, I get it. You have a thing for a certain skin color, cool. What's not cool is sending me things like this and losing your shot when I ask you to refrain from contacting me. Yeah, that's not cool to do whatsoever. You're not cool if you do it, and I don't know why the hell you think that is effective in any way, shape, or form. Making remarks like this towards people's skin, it has never been funny in any point in time in history whatsoever. I hope this stops for you, and I hope you feel better soon. Our next story comes to us from username Geek Sketchbook. Neckbeard harasses male cosplayer. This happened to a friend that I met online. I asked his permission to post this story. So my friend Jay, not his real name, is a cosplayer and had been doing it for a few years. I've seen some of his cosplay and he's pretty good. He's not a pro, but he loves to do it whenever he can. Jay has also been getting into gender-bent cosplay, which is basically you dress as a gender-bent version of a character. For example, Jay would just be the male version of female characters. Also, he isn't a feminine-looking guy either. So Jay goes to attend a con in his city. It was a decent size, so there was some stuff to do. He goes and cosplays as a male Harley Quinn. Now, he went for a non-lewd version, so Jay wasn't revealing anything. He walks around, and like for most cosplayers, he gets stopped by a few people to take pictures. It was all good until he met this one guy. Jay said that he was kinda a stereotypical neckbeard, but was missing some key features. The guy goes off on Jay. What's with that costume? Who are you even supposed to be? Harley Quinn? But that's a female character. You need to dress like a man character. Jay began walking away from the guy, who began speaking louder and even insulting Jay. Throughout the day, Jay kept bumping into Neckbeard. Jay even saw him in the bathroom literally seconds after he walked in. He was starting to worry that he was following him, but there was a chance that it was just coincidence. Whenever Jay was stopped to take a picture, he would hear Neckbeard say some rude things under his breath, stuff along the lines of, his costume isn't even accurate, he shouldn't even be cosplaying if he's not gonna put in the effort. People stared at Neckbeard and distanced themselves from him. Towards the early afternoon, Jay was able to lose sight of Neckbeard. Aside from seeing him every so often from a distance, Jay wasn't bothered by him for the rest of the con. You know, bottom line, if you're gonna say that somebody's cosplay isn't something that you like, then you know what, you can go play in traffic. It's their costume and they put effort into it. Now I know some people have different opinions on levels of effort. Some people say that the people who just do color themed bikinis isn't really cosplay, and that's kind of a gray area. Some people think of it as that, some people don't. It's all just really what the person themselves thinks of it. And really, dude, you saying that he has to cosplay as a man character? At least he's in costume, and also, have you ever heard of Rule 63? Pause the video if you actually want to read this. And with him being a neckbeard, definitely attending an anime convention, you know instinctively that he knows the definition for Rule 34. At least he gets that one down. Not gonna post the screenshot for that one because I don't want to run the chance of getting demonetized on this video. I know it's just text, but I'm not gonna risk it for the biscuit. And with that, that is going to have to be it for the video. If you would like what you had seen, be sure to like the video, comment down below what you liked about the video, and start up a good old discussion with those people watching. And consider subscribing to the channel and turning on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Neckbeard.